is reached to is received by the miner.
You're using 0.5?
0.5, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't think this market is fully developed, so whatever we choose, it might have to change. I think it's fine.
I don't have any issues for this kind of talks in this sprint because I assume it's fixed and is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna jump to the other call and come back. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Hey, hello.
Sorry, can I ask a question? What's that tip price? We have a base gas price and we have a tip price. Tip goes to the miner, or
yeah.
What's that? But can we set it to 0 because it's a tip?
Yes, I guess technically it should be possible. It makes a miner to prioritize your transaction. So when every transaction will pay the base price that's permanent, and no one can pay less than that. And that base gas fee will be burned, and it makes some deflation. So the only thing that incentivizes the miner to put your transaction in the block is how much tip you pay. And you don't need to pay.
The is a tip. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you you don't need to set much value. If you see transaction of bridge, I set 0.5 GWay as the tip value. It's low, it's not much. Firefox default is 1.5. I set 0.5 tip, and our transaction is mined in less than 2 minutes. It's cool. You don't need to pay much more than that. You can even test lower values. I guess they will work.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's start with intentions, distractions, and happy we have all of you in this meeting. Yeah, I started myself. We have planning right now.
What?
And we don't have Amy just for code review. And even we don't have Cherry. Cherry is dedicated to token economy. I just want to change the routine that we had, and talk about in general about the issues and epics instead of issues that we have to take. And that's my intention. I pass it to Metal.
Hey guys, same as Monique, that's my intention. I like your idea and the change of the routine to talk about the epics. Maybe that will work to our previous concern in the last call, that is setting new priorities. And I have full attention of this call, no distractions. I'll pass it to Laura.
Hey everyone, my intentions for the call are just to stay oriented and contribute with my ideas to what maybe we should prioritize for this sprint. I am just distracted by doing too many things all the time, but it's cool. I'm also still really not that distracted, and I'm going to take some notes too, so I'll make a link in the all dev channel, so in case anyone wants to follow around, and I'll pass it to Ramin.
Hi everyone, my intentions here are to help with planning for the next sprint in the Giveth IO and Giveth Next, and I try my best to be helpful in both, and everywhere I'm needed, I'm trying to be there and help the team. I don't have any distractions right now. I will pass it to Mitch.
Thanks, Shameen. I have some distractions. Again, doing several things in the background, but it's cool, man. My intentions for this week is to work on some issues I picked up on the board, just like little React stuff, and hopefully keep learning more. That's it. And any other way I can support. And I'll give it to Danny. Have you gone?
I have not. I am highly distracted at looking at design assets and figuring out what kind of swag to order for this MCon conference in Denver. But I'm listening, and if you say my name, I'll pay attention. I can pass it to Mia.
Hey, my intentions for the call is just to keep up to date, and my distractions are just a bad internet connection. I'll send it to Donna.
Hi everyone. Well, I'm feeling good, and I'm a little bit distracted as well. In the background, I'm seeing the forum post, and my intention is to be synced and see wherever I can help, and just listen to everyone and see what's the plan for this sprint. I pass it on to Monique.
Me.
Yeah, me. I'm the last one, I guess. Yeah, I'm distracted because I'm hungry most of the time. I'm overweight, 14 kilogram, doctor said me, and I'm diet of losing weight. In these 3 weeks, I have my weight is reduced 2 kilogram, but I'm most of the time hungry. Yeah, and I'm a little distracted. I'm thinking about this stuff. I'm so eager to in this call talk about important agenda about managing the team, sharing resources between VSIO, just race, because I guess Matthew has valuable experience to help us, and we can share resources with him and VSIO. Because after integration, because we are thinking about integration, and maybe, and of course, maybe we are available resources. Ramin has fixed most of the tasks that are emergency and just race. We have issues yet, but maybe we don't want to put priority on that. So we should finally take decision and maybe make just one board for issues, and as a team decide who will pick which issue, and that's important. And also talking about whether it would be helpful to onboard another backend developer. I discussed that with Griff. He's also, Carlos thing didn't work. Carlos didn't join us, so we need someone as a backup for Mohammed for maintenance staff, for also developing and helping. Also, we will in the integration things need some knowledge and experience. It will be very helpful if we find someone that has some experience in the area of integrating systems, making services work to each other, and give a few months ago told me to hire some backend developer. And that time I said no, it's not necessary because we don't have much time. But today, maybe I think that maybe it's good idea to have another backend developer to help us. After that, maybe it will make the Giveth.io things faster, help Mateo, and also help integration. That's it. So I pass it to Monique.
I mean, sorry, can I say something? Well, regarding Pavle, we had Pavle, we've already connected with him. He can talk to him, and whether himself or he can introduce someone. He was happy to do that. So do you want me to approach him and have another meeting with him?
I don't think that he will have. He will sign a he will be on a contract with us for a part-time developer that devote every week, for instance, 20 hours, 15 hours to us. He will help us eventually on token
It's
stuff.
not a developer; it's a recruiting staff. We have connections with her. And yeah, after we finish up our list of requirements, we send it together, and also all of our social medias work for it. So she's not a developer. She's a recruiting.
Not fresh.
No,
Pablo. Pablo is another one. He's a man.
Sorry.
He's a man. Yeah, Pablo is a yeah.
But Giveth told me to follow him up and just gave him warm welcome and I connected with him. So I think we have that connection. You can ask him. You can talk to him. It's not harmful. He can talk and connect and see how he can help.
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure whether he will help us in Giveth.io. He will maybe. Till now, we have talked about the token, and since the last call that I and you were on that, I haven't heard anything from him.
Okay, I'm going to follow up with him and see.
Isn't this the third time we've been talking about this person, and I haven't seen them show up to anything?
Yeah,
no.
He has.
Go ahead.
We just onboarded him, and he just we haven't heard about him because he was sick at that time. But he's supposed to call us or message us, but yeah, he hasn't. I'm going to approach him and see what's going on with him, and then I get back to you, Ami, with the result.
Yeah.
You're muted, Monique. We can hear you talking. I can see your mouth moving.
Sorry. I just want to ask a poll right now, and have a general look at what we have for this sprint. We as a team decided to stop IO trace integration for now, and just for because of the design and stuff like this. And we might work for its a backend integration maybe. It's a one issue that we have, and for the designs and the features for the trace, I stop all of them because they also need design and the UX flow. For example, we have lots of we may have lots of improvements in dashboard of trace, showing delegation, sorting, filtering stuff. Ron is working on them, but we were not plan to do anymore. We just finished archiving, but do not add any new feature to it. We may have just tiny issues for security holes. This is sprint, but we don't have any backend for trace. And in general, we decided to onboard our developers participating in I/O, and Rami just started working on Next.js, and I think he had an issue about optimizing the view of the I/O and the mobile, etc., to get more familiar with it. And about the trace side, I don't have a specific issue related to, if I share the board, I can't see any specific issues about the integration between, token economy things. And if we take a look at it, if we have Giveth optimization, we have giveback integration but in giveback integration, I just related this issue that as a giver, I want to know which projects are eligible for givebacks. And there are lots of discussions on this issue. We can grow it and plan it for it if we have a high priority for this epic. And I also add a back office epic. Back office, it's a dashboard that an admin may go through it and see all of the projects. We have 2 issues linked to this epic. One is setting listed and unlisted in back office for every project, and another one is as a project owner should see the quality score of my project, and I have to change the title. As a admin, I want to see the quality score of the project, in the back office. I think, these 2 epics have more priority than others. And about the gardens, I don't have anything. I put the priority of the trace integration low, and, and eye optimization is still having in progress issues with Carlos, and I don't know what's happened there. But in my point of view, we have giveback integration and back office epics, at the top of the priority. And, about the trace, I don't think that we have to give priority to any epics here. We have bridge stability. We, have redesigning homepage and, dashboards. Management dashboard overhaul, are all of them related to this design stuff, and we're totally blocked, I think. And about the giveback integration, I think we don't have anything to do in a trace project. And it's my opinion, but I want to know your comments. And also, I suggest that we don't go Scrum anymore. We can be in Agile, and I suggest we're gonna adapt Kanban at least for this sprint, because we don't have any backend developer. Are you guys familiar with Kanban?
Isn't that similar to ZenHub? Like with the pipelines and...
No. When we talk about the Scrum, we ask, we dedicate a resource, and we ask for the team to deliver everything during the iteration. So it's not important which issue they create when they want to, deliver. All of the planned issues should be delivered at the end of iteration. But in Kanban, the whole team goes through one issue, fix it, and when it's fixed, they go to another issue. And there is no resource planning, and there is no, kind of estimation, and they can go everywhere. But, the first thing, the most priority should end before the another is taken. That's the point for Kanban. But, in a Scrum, we just ask everybody about the estimation, and we dedicate it to the, the current resources that we have, and we expect that at the end of the sprint, all of them should be delivered. And, because we don't have any too much developers right now, we just have Ramin and Mattel for this sprint. And maybe Mohammed join us after this week, but I think we have worked for him about security stuff and bridge and maintaining. So this is my idea. Thumbs up, down, comments.
I'd like to see it in implementation, but yeah, it's again, I guess it doesn't really affect me, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah, I feel like before Monique and the previous PM, I think that was the agile method that we were organically doing without even saying that we were doing Kanban, because essentially, back in the day, there were just Kai, James, and myself looking at the issues, and then okay, let's just cherry pick them and we work on them, and we promise to get it done by the finalization of the sprint. One of the issues that James mentioned before leaving is that we were lacking a structure and organization, mainly on stakeholders, because sometimes the decisions on what are the priorities were based on our opinion, and that shouldn't be like the best way. So we were also always requiring like someone to bridge in the desires and the needs for all the community, and what we believe was the priority as a dev team. So I think that we can do it fine. We have been working like that somehow, but with the lack of team, as Monique mentions, I think it's all right, even though I think that we should still be looking our perfect spot on an agile method, not necessarily one in particular perfectly saying that is an agile method. We don't have to say it's a Scrum, we don't have to say it's particularly Kanban, we just have to find out our warm spot. And I think that that's what we should be focusing after this. So yeah, maybe looking what's great about Kanban can give us a better overlook on what should we take on the future organization. That's it, but I like it. You have my thumbs up.
Any other comments? Concerns?
No, thank you, Monique. That's a good idea. Just, I guess we should take the first step and manage the boards. Giveth Trace, Giveth IO. No,
Right now,
one Giveth base. Giveth board, and after that, we all of us should adhere to that board and define our issues under that.
Okay. So, what about the nominated epics that I said? One integration, give back integration, and one another was one other was back office. That's all the listed and unlisted goes through that, and we have Giveth admin dashboard. Sorry, I created another epic named back office, but it's the same as Giveth admin dashboard. Sorry, that's fault. But yeah, for Giveth admin dashboard, we have two issues. That's I assume that's listing all of the project, logging, logout, sorting the projects, do listing and unlisted, and also selecting multiple to do group listing on unlisting. For example, if lots of projects come in a day, we can do group listing and etc. And also all the stuff about the sorting and searching the project. And this is my whole idea. We can also add another fields about the scores of that project, and we can list them. It's the main thing that if we can do it as SAP, it's very fine. But besides, I figure out that we have lots of bugs, even UX bugs. In my point of view, bugs are always at the high priority. We have to finish them and go after new features. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the back office, the issue. I saw it, and you listed properly what the user scenario should be. And the first step, I think, and that we can solve by this sprint. I also it was almost done by today, but Carlos didn't have much time, so he's helping me I think tomorrow on the backend side of that part. So for first stage, we are doing all that flow, the listing and unlisting, single pledge and on bulk, many at a time, through the GraphQL interface. We're going to have a particular token that I can teach Ashley or whoever wants to do that work eventually until we have this interface, so they can do it on the GraphQL interface directly, and they don't need intervention on the database that is more technical.
So it's not needed to have a dashboard or anything?
Not yet. As a first step, the easiest and fastest without the dashboard, but we can leave the dashboard for future sprints, or we can do it slower. So what I mean is that we can solve it really quick using the GraphQL dashboard interface.
Okay, so we're not going to have this issue. Shall I put it in the? No, let's go to the board and we can share my screen. Yeah, I had these priorities here. We take a look. The bugs first. When I lock my wallet, I still can edit my project and do lots of management use cases. And I do need to log out. I can get more than 5 categories when I edit my project. It's sort of bug, but it's not very important.
Sorry, before you keep going, the first issue I want to talk about a little quick, because I'm not sure if that is a bug, because I think in the beginning we agreed that just because we have 2 ways of logging in, that is Taurus and MetaMask, we kind of made the login signature just one way, like you do it once and you don't have to do it many times. So that's why we allowed changing the wallet even though you are still logged in. So basically, I'm not sure if that's the UX that we desire. So I'm just saying that it's not a bug. I believe that was discussed a long time ago. So do you guys see it as a bug? Because I feel like using the Taurus and MetaMask at the same time, I don't know, I don't see it as a bug. But
in Trace, I think that we have onboard.js and it's handled 2 of them. And if I logged out from each of them, I can't do anything because I'm logged out. I'm very a bit worried about the kind of security stuff. Because, for example, when in my laptop, if I log out from my wallet, everybody can continue working on my project, maybe deactivate it. And even I found, sort of changing the user. I changed my MetaMask, and it's still showing me that I have another, profile. So it's a little bit confusing for me. What do you think?
Yeah, the way that it is right now takes a lot from traditional way sessions, user sessions. So yeah, about the security, we have to figure out a way. I don't know.
I guess we should revise the authentication. First of all, is that the current authentication by Taurus uses some, in order to sign in with wallet, you sign a message and say, that's zero knowledge proof that you have the private key. That message is correctly random in Trace, but in US.io it's static. I implemented that, but I think that the message is still the same, so it's not changed for every user. But for security reasons, it should be a random value with some pattern. And I guess it's a time to share the. No, it's not a time. it's our vision, our goal, to have a single source service for authentication. It's common in application that they have the single service for authentication. They create a JWT token, and it will be trusted by many services. About the UI UX, if user log out the Taurus, I guess it would be better idea to remove the cookie that user, the user entity in the front end and also back end. But we don't have resources yet. That's the points. And finally, I believe that we should work on the wallet management on USIO, and maybe trust and, for instance, have just single source for user provide wallet. I don't know. Good idea, because it has imported onboard. It has onboard.js. It has Taurus inside, and also has some integration with Firefox, with MetaMask, and they are three valid modes. It makes it complicated.
I just want to address this issue. This is the same as the user said that I was signed into Giveth where it wouldn't authenticate me. I had to sign out and then sign back to get the signature window to pop up. It would be great to have a confirmed signature bar somewhere to avoid this issue, or when authentication fails, automatically pop up. So I think I had the same issue several times in the IO, and I think it could have some priority, but let's take a look at another issues. So this item, setting listed and unlisted, as you said, that's this dashboard is a little bit blocked by Carlos. Am I right?
Yeah, he's working on the mutation. That same mutation is going to be the main feature. The rest of the work is from it. So I think it's going to be done today or tomorrow. I just talked to him. So yeah.
Go ahead, Matt. Does Carlos help contribute us yet?
Sorry, what did you say?
Does Carlos contribute to Giveth yet?
Yeah, he will keep passively contributing whenever he can. But I don't know if he's going to take some more issues in the future. This was the last one until now. It's just that it got delayed. But yeah, I think if he wants to come, I will tell him to join the calls and anything. But this one is like the last issue that he mentioned he will take on so far.
Yeah. Because we have somehow we need an urgent backend developer these days. I have someone in my one in my sleeve that he's a very good developer, but he can just contribute us, for instance, weekly 15 hours or 20 hours maybe. I don't know, but he's a very good developer, I guess, and he's in Europe. So I guess it should be a very good backup for Mohammed. Also, he can contribute because he's a very awesome JavaScript, TypeScript developer and very proficient in backend stuff. I guess we can onboard him very fast. Of course, he can contribute from tomorrow. Maybe I should talk with him. And I wonder how much you think you will be obliged from some backend developer to help us, to make these issues fix and make you progress faster on implementing the front-end services features.
You ask how block am I? Like
how much do you need a backend developer to help you?
As I
how many issues have you blocked by some lack of features or bug in the backend?
Yeah, I think that's the main one so far that comes to mind. I have to revise. I cannot answer that really quick, but I can say that at least 70% of the work is front end. So I would be blocked, but it's not like that important.
I mean, do we have some issues that are clear that some backend developer should make to be assigned to some backend developer? Do we have any, I don't know, issues that any cars? Monique, do you think that can, if I introduce you some backend developer, can you assign him some issues right now?
Again, we have lots of that's I think Carlos started been finished here. We have 3 items that are done, but the staging needs review. And reviewing backend code, it's a thing that we have to pay attention to it. And also have this one. And we have listed and unlisted properties. We have queries and mutation, as Carlos said, optimized query score. And even in last sprint we have an issue about combining the data of the traceable project from trace, and also the old IO project that became traceable together, and having a entity for it, just to combining these two data. All of this stuff, I think it's backend things. For example, we have lots of issues here. In my point of view, their backend, for example, they can't give heart to a traceable project. Sorry.
I mean, we should start with easy issues.
Yeah, I could say pagination is an easy issue that has priority, because some of the issues that the books were happening were related to the query being too slow and even getting hang on. So I think that's a very easy issue he can take, like adding pagination to the donations queries.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. That's a very good point. Because I've been thinking about not just one issue. We should prioritize issues based on how much difficult are they. If we have that list, that would be very awesome for onboarding, because I believe in onboarding in that way. We should assign easy tasks and make it harder and harder, because that's the better way to onboarding in front end. Because I don't think that we should onboard someone telling like, okay, read the code for 1 week, 2 weeks, and then do this hard test. No, I'm afraid of that. And that's the same policy we follow. That's the same routine we had in Giveth Trace for backend and front end. If you remember, you started with easy tasks, and then we make it harder and harder, and that was very awesome performance from Rami. Just if you can prioritize that issues, it will be very awesome.
I'll do it for sure.
Thank you very much.
So for this item, error when click how to write a great project description gets error. I think it's a broken link. Can I assign it to you, Mitch? No.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, I forget about Ramin. Ramin, are you interested to just fixing some tiny issues?
Of course. I'm currently working on responsiveness. As I talked with Matteo, he said that we can get more love to the Giveth in responsiveness views and mobile views. So I checked the Giveth next, and the most important issue I could find was about the header and footer, because it exists in all of the app. So I decided to make it more responsive. The header, the menus are done now, and now I'm working on the footer to make it better. After, yes, and the footer is really
responsive issue here.
Yes, after the footer is done, I will. You can assign me, and I will work on the next issues.
Okay, just to count your, done work, I need an issue and kind of estimation after it gets fixed and deployed. You may add an estimation. But if you have it in the repo, please let me. It's not responsive.
By the way, thank you, Ramin. That's awesome. That's good.
Okay, the network fee is not converted correctly. That this was from the form. Is it has backend side effect?
No, that's coming from the front end, so I need to check why is that run. That's right.
Feel free to assign Ramin whenever you need help, please. The same I was mentioned. View your donation issues afterward. Mitch, this is the one that you created, I think. No, it's the thing that. Sorry.
Kai created that one.
Yeah, and it's about the view your donation here. It's a weird, no linking, no formatting stuff here.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll dig into it.
Can you get paired with Ramin about that, or?
Yeah, go ahead, Ramin.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
After you donate to a project, it shows thank you for your support. View your donation, and view your donation is not a link, nor and don't have any good formatting. And it should be like view transaction details come in the in here and link to that transaction. I think it's a good start for you to get more familiar with the front side, and you can go ahead with the Mitch. Meta, what do you think? It's okay?
Yeah, sure. Anyway, that's quite easy. Yeah, I don't see much problem on that. So anyone who wants to take it is alright.
I'd like to try at it, and if I can't figure it out, I'll lean on Ramin for help.
Thank you, man. And project categories menu. I just attached the video to it. You can see it. I think whenever you get to this issue, you can take it. I can get more than 5 categories when I edit my project. It's been limited to select more than 5 categories. But whenever I want to edit my project, it's possible. So I just create this issue, and this is the UI thing. I think it's very easy to do. I just wait for image together. We are receiving. I can't get it. What is it? We are receiving verification emails on 2 different accounts, and it's not clear at all. Do you have any idea?
No, that sounds weird. I'm not sure what that means.
I send it to the bottom.
I think he's saying that the Typeform account is registered to his address. He said it in a comment there.
So is this thing that we can solve it?
Well, Ashley commented below.
No, I just asked a question for him, and just talk about why the picture is not loading here. It's not about the issue. Okay, I asked Ashley about it, and yeah, in creating project, empty project description when we have lots of bugs during the create project wizard, specifically when I go back to one step back or forward. When I get back to the description, it gets empty, and I think it's it's a little bit frustrating. And also I can't set any location. It's not working on Giveth next. I put 4 bugs here, for that process. And when you get back to impact tab, choose a place won't drop. Now this picture shows. Oh no. Sorry.
In one of those, I left you a comment asking about your browser because that would work for Chrome. All right.
Okay. I replied to you, I think. Empty project description, and if you have any question about this item, please let me know. And it's about one smiley button. You know, we have a smiley button here, but you know it's listed down. But we have another here that is work fine, but I don't think that's we can remove it. You know, I just keep it to yourself to assign anyone. Take it yourself or assign it to anybody else. Is it okay, Metal?
Perfect.
I'm creating project and smile buttons, and let's talk about the bug issue. And there are some UX things that I can send to the button. When I change my wallet address during creating a project, I get let me go forward. I create this item. It's just related to changing the wallet address and unlocking. You know, we have lots of issues related to this. If you let me, I bring it up because we have lots of issues.
Yeah, I noticed that there were some issues on the staging backend. So because that's not happening on mainnet, I noticed that last week actually. I forgot to make the issue. So I will take a look because I think it's related only for the environment. Maybe there's some weird variable that is missing or something like that. But yeah, gotcha. Thank you.
Okay. And you know that selecting the location won't work in at least next. I don't know about the environment. You know, let's make you know the next JS, the next .Giveth the same as production, so we can do all our you know stuff there if it's possible. And I appreciate it.
What do you mean the same?
You know, when we talk about the UAT, you know, it should be user acceptance test. So the user acceptance test should be the exact thing that I have the experience, you know, in production.
Okay.
Software development.
No, yeah, I mean that they are the same. Actually, they are just parallel. There may be differences between some variables that are taken from a file, and maybe there's some weird thing going on, but they are technically the same. Only that the staging is a little bit ahead of time or work. So in that case, it can have some issues that we cannot expect, like this one, for example. But the idea is that staging is way ahead of time from live and production, just to be tested. So.
You know, test experts say that if they're different, we have to do lots of testing on production, you know, before anybody knows. So let's decide what to do. If you think that there might be a change after deploying, for example, in trace, we don't even test on production. We just do trace on UAT, and after that it confirms, we ignore testing about in production because they're totally the same. And you know, I appreciate if we can have you know, an environment that be totally the same as production, so we don't need to test on production again.
So you mean a copy of the database? I'm not following properly because I think we all understand what's the point of splitting the environments and testing in the places that we can actually break things. So I am just trying to understand what do you mean exactly by having the same as production, because if we have the same, we can break production. So do you mean a copy of the database? Because, yeah, I don't follow.
Yeah, you know, we have staging, you know, that is suitable for unit testing. We have SIT, suitable for integration testing. We have UAT, suitable for user testing, and we have production. So UAT and production should be the same experience of the user. I'm not talking about the technology, database, services, they should be as much as similar with the production, even their machines, for example. So if you want something, please let me know that I talk with Kyle.
Okay, I understand you now. So basically, we should need another environment because we cannot make a staging that we have to make an environment that has a copy of the database and is basically the same as it is in production. I understand you now. So I think that we should have that in another place because we need next.giveth.io that is staging for testing the latest and the breaking.
I don't want to be perfect right now because in Trace I don't think we have several the same DB database. But what do you think, Amy?
I'm so sorry, I got distracted by the wrong flash. It's about serving the location in the database or what?
No, Metal said UAT. We can make the database of the production for the UAT. That is too big, I think, for now. And we have a new environment called UAT, and we have the same database of the production there. Not the same, but a copy. But and we have the same, experience as production.
Yes, and
I think it's too much for now.
What helps the database of the production? I need the same code. What the data?
What is important for me, just whenever we test it on UAT, make sure that it's working on production. Because when I see this and Metal said, hey, it's just on the Giveth Next, so my testing on Next is not working. Because said it has another, for example, API, and we have different, for example, API in production, so it's not working for me.
No, but I meant that for the other issue that is related to the particular database. So there were some differences. It's not that all of these issues maybe it's probable that this issue is also happening in live. So I cannot tell. What I understand is that we should have an exact copy, but in another environment that is different than staying. And I would say that it needs a copy of the database because we don't want to be messing around with the same information. That's all. But we still need the staying environment that is the one that has the latest. So the main issue that made this happen is that there were only 2 people testing and approving the issues. I think Lauren and Mitch were the only one testing and actually saying, okay, this works, let's go and send that to production. So in the case that the UAT team, let's say the ones that approve the issues, have it working, that shouldn't be happening that often. So we didn't build that UAT environment because we didn't have a team for that. So if that's important for now, I think that we can do it. I don't see it as hard, but that would imply to have someone in charge of that responsibility, like testing and doing all of that and saying, yeah, that's a big work. That's what I say.
Regardless of the technical issue, it has difficulties. Maybe I don't know how we can if you want to create a read-only view of the database, is it what you mean, Matthew, to have a read-only view of the same database? You said the copy. Okay, sorry, I didn't get that. Yeah, but you mean that every time a change happens to that database, we move that here to the staging one?
Even we can even have the same database of staging. The only point is that the code, the front end it has to be the same as live. About the database, I don't see why not use the same as staging. I guess it's the same. I think that the problem here is acceptance on the front end, not much on the database. But sometimes it is related, because if staging, the database, not the database, the code in staging has some issues because there were some work done that is not in live, yeah, you have to keep parallel the measurements and see what you're actually testing. We have to have a better flow for the testing. I mean, I don't know.
Sorry, the process is not clear for me yet. I mean that we want we make an exact data and code in the staging and test by that real data. If you want to do it on our machine, we can clone that and manipulate the current real data. But not the ones in our machine whenever we think that there is an issue and it just happens on the production, not on the staging. But about the copying that, we should maybe discuss more. That is not clear for me. We have the same code, of course. We have the same front end. About the API, we can show the APIs. We cannot share the API for map and the staging and in Giveth.io, or maybe it's blocked by course on the APIs side. Is it the problem for this issue, for the map issue?
No, for the map issue, I don't think it's a big problem. Metal should take a look. And I think we can continue discussing about it. It's not a very big issue about testing, But, I appreciate if, we have the similar environmental protection in UAT, if it's possible. I'm not talking about the data. That's my requirement. That's the tester requirements. Maybe Misha, Laura, if you have something.
We have the experience of develop trace, Trace develop has the same code, has a similar database, but not the same database. And we are testing on that, and it's produces every issue that happens in the Giveth and Trace project.
Even external,
API
endpoints, works fine in develop.
Yeah, we can share the endpoints here. That would be ideal for to have the same thing of the production in the test environment, but technically most of that is not possible. Any source or useful document about this, please share it with me. Maybe it's my lack of knowledge that I didn't understand. Thank you. If you see that somewhere else has implemented that practice, I would be happy to know.
Random comment that came up before the database, the shared database thing, or that Matteo was mentioning, was testing and a lack thereof. I know there was discussion of expanding the Middle East team to include a UAT professional. Is that still on the table?
Yeah, I had a nominate for it, but it was 2 months ago. I just forgot during this process. Should I approve it? Who's going to be? Who needed?
I mean, it would be really cool to have a user testing lead and not force. I mean, honestly, I think it would also benefit everyone to do user testing. Actually, this was Lauren's comment when in secret DMs that were chatting behind the scenes, because I was asking her if, hey, would you be should we get a UAT person? And it's well, but if I didn't do testing, I would be out of the loop. Well, maybe we all should be in the loop. It'd be really cool to have a UAT person that also does user acceptance testing with one of us, schedules a call with every single individual, makes them actually do it, but is carrying the flag, and scheduling the calls. Yeah.
I think there's some value with what you're saying, Griff, is that people who are involved in Giveth should be using our platforms, and that implies testing. It's if you have these people working in community or communications, note-taking, whatever, but they've never used the flippant thing that is our product that says something, there's a disconnect.
But
then
believe that besides testing ourselves, we should take look at it more professional. Test is that it's a very big, have very big meanings. The user testing, integration testing, performance testing, stress testing. We should even in writing codes, we do flow testing for and automatic testing for the dev side. So I think we might have a coach and even a dedicated person for testing issues.
And hopefully one of their jobs would be to make sure all of us actually also test like half an hour once a month, so that everyone has familiarity with the latest feature and can be a good Giveth evangelist.
You should be writing into their contract.
I think we need QA. We need QA team. Which divides, as Monique mentioned, divides user testing and also automatic testing, load testing, and other like technical stuff that there's a coding method for them. So yeah, I think we need QA. What's the current process?
I have to go. I'm sorry. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Of course, testing is very good. Of course, we need testing. Hopefully, about the Giveth trace, we had the opportunity to testing ourselves because everyone is getting his salary, her salary in Giveth trace, and it's very nice. We have testers. The point, as a developer, I think that we don't have enough resources for fixing issues yet. Because currently we have very big issues. We have many things to implement, many things to fix that we ourselves know it. If you make bigger issues, who will fix it? We have features waiting for being implemented. We have issue of bugs waiting for be fixed. We will need tester, but at this stage, I don't think. Sorry, it's my opinion.
Even the testing is just the coding standard and just make the codes optimized as well. That's part of the testing as well. So it's not just user testing and end user testing. I think based on my experience, we have always had a tester beside the developer, so it's just make sure everything is on place. So it's not just about end user, like it's about viewing the code. It should be standard, it should be optimized, and it should just you know what I mean?
Can you tell me about?
I have to interrupt you because we're and we have to sum up our planning. Let's have a discussion about hiring a person and stuff testing. I can make a proposal in the format and everybody comments. And about the planning, we reached out that we go Kanban first, and we don't follow any issues in trace right now. Ramin help Metal and Mitch in front end side. Amin may introduce a person and assign very tiny issues in the back end, and also Carlos. We have some issues in the pipeline that are we have to finish it at first. So please don't pick up anything until finishing that. It's Kanban. Please be in your mind that we have to finish things and after that start. So instead of having an iteration, we just put all our efforts to finishing the current issues. And after the current issues is fixed, we go to another. I kind of sort these backlog issues, but don't put anything in the product backlog. You may select from the top, bring it to. If you think one of these issues has much more priority, please let me know. Yeah, that's it. Do you have any comments? Let's say goodbye.
No, I agree.
Sounds good.
Sounds
good. But about testing, we have legal camera. Sorry for that. Dana,
everybody can go if they want to talk about the
Make
testing.
a warm post.
yeah.
We want to continue to discuss about testing. Everybody wants and wants to be here. Can stay. Go ahead.
I think about. I was just tell something. Dana, how was the composition of the tester and developer for every developer? How many testers and how many developers do you have?
Can you
tell me? Yeah. Please tell it.
We have a role. Number, but
we have a role test engineer. We have a role test engineer. One in a 4 or 5 developer size team. Test engineer. It's not. We have a test coach. One for organization. That has lots of workshops. Test-driven coding. And a lot of. And we should have a UAT tester. They might be a team, but we should have a UAT tester. There is not a UAT tester like me or Mish or Lar. They have lots of tools. For example, in their tools they set scenarios. The one that is related to each other, and they automate it. For example. And I have experience with banking in Finotech, experience in calling a banking service. For example, for having a transaction, you have to call 20 services before you get the transaction done. Authenticate, getting the code, going after it, And they write a scenario in their tools. And after that, when they look at BARM, all of this stuff going forward, continuously. And there are scenarios that said, okay, I expect that in this stage, I have this. For example, even in errors, if I put wrong, for example, the IBAN code, it should tell me that it's a wrong, account number. So they even test automatically based on errors. So it's a kind of API testing. It's totally different than engineer in the team. Engineer in the team try to make sure they're working in the team. After that, they produce something kind of staging. Me as a product owner with UAT tester with lots of tools tested. I know that it's not working in our organization size. Because we have just 2 products. Both of them are MVP right now. Both of them, IO is MVP, and I think Trace is MVP too. So we might, and we don't have very big size developers. So I think that is too much for us, but we have to take a look at it, and
I have that vision. I want to say that it's not we don't. It's not as you think that we don't have testers. No, implicitly we have testers. We are users of our application, so we have testers. We are testers. We can say that orally we have 1 or 2 full-time testers in this project. But our dev team is so small. We have lots of people have good ideas, precious ideas, but not much enough to implement. That's the main issue. I don't participate in communities because I have lots of issues to implement.
Yeah,
and I cannot think about my things, and I need to be focused on my production and building issues without any errors. And I cannot find time to write unit tests because we have there are lots of expectation. If you think about tester, you will consider that how many testers and how many developers. So currently we have 2. Consider that we have 2 testers. So how many developers we have? Just 4 maybe. And that's not fair. If we add another tester and he or she create issues for us, we have no one to implement that. So we just first, I guess we should be more focused on expanding dev team. That's my idea. As I feel the pressure after the
one of you to get a store, you have to proposal for increasing, budget of hiring developers.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully,
for the team to have, more developers.
hopefully we will have sharing in the.
Yeah, Dana, do you want to something to add?
Well, no, I just suggest that was my work experience, but if you think it's not necessary in this stage, okay, it's not necessary. I understand that. I totally understand that. But maybe in near future, maybe 3 months or 4 months or something like that.
Yeah, I strongly believe that we have to take a look at it and, be cautious about having that, procedures if we want to be professional. But, we're just making another MVP, We have 2 MVPs and we're just making another MVP. And if the garden comes into it, it's going to be 5 or 6 different projects with different repos, and only 4 developers, only 4 or 5 developers dedicated. And it's too much, I think. You have to shower it. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, very good meeting.
Lauren, I'm still hearing from you if you have any suggestion about, give economy integration or something. We have an epic, you can, add stuff there.
Yeah, I'll work on that this week. I was chasing Marco for some more design stuff, but I'll look at the whole overall picture and put any issues.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Randy.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you. Have a good